Namaste and hello everyone. My name is Chanki Kumar Pradeep Shahane. I am working as a subject teacher at Zilla Parishad Primary School, Zatayawadi. Today I am feeling very lucky to share with you my experiences about hybrid teaching. So let's begin. Hybrid teaching, surviving the crisis with a mutation. As you all know, I am working as a primary teacher where I have a traditional classroom. The students are used to sit on a desk, and chalk, duster, and blackboard are my best companions to conduct the activities which are helpful to develop the skills of my learners. But in 2019, something has happened which brought a crisis for us. This crisis has forced us to follow a lockdown. We are forced to follow the social distancing. This was the time where schools and all the education system was stopped. It was not certain when and how the schools will reopen. I had a big question mark about how to continue the education of my learners. I went on searching for the ways for continue my students' education. At this time, I learned about some tools that could be used to conduct the classes virtually. After using these tools, learning about these tools, I was feeling like I've got some superpowers. It was a sudden change in my teaching system and my teaching method, so that's why I call it a mutation. I learned about the tools like Blogger, YouTube, WhatsApp, Zoom, Google Drive, and many more. These online tools helped me to conduct my classes, which were face to face. Now they become virtual. But again, there was a question mark because all of my students didn't have the access to these online tools. At that time, I learned about a new idea that is called as hybrid teaching, where some of my students were engaged in face-to-face learning. I had to visit their homes, or sometimes some group of learners was called to my classroom where I conducted real activities with them, and at the same time I used online tools to share these activities and participate other students in my teaching process, which was a hybrid mode of teaching. Here I used online tools and offline tools synchronously. But again, there were some factors affecting this synchronous process, so I had to use asynchronous methods. These all processes which were came suddenly to me, they brought a mutation in my teaching. Let's have a quick look at what is face-to-face learning and what is hybrid teaching. Traditionally, we are used to the face-to-face mode of teaching where 100% students are engaged in actual classrooms. Up to now, I have used some of the online tools like Google Form or WhatsApp to share some teaching materials with my learners, which learned that it was the blended learning. Into hybrid learning, it is the balance of face to face and online learning. We can roughly say that 50% of face to face learning and 50% of online learning. In this way, I was able to engage 100% of my learners into my teaching. The hybrid mode of teaching was very successful with my learners. For those who want to conduct this type of teaching into their classrooms, I would like to share some of the tips that I have learned from my experience. First thing is take it easy. It's okay if all of the students are not engaged as they were engaged in the face to face learning. It takes some time for them to get habitualized for this online teaching. Next thing I would like to share that don't go it alone. Discuss with other teachers who have used the hybrid teaching into their classrooms and get some tips to be successful in your hybrid teaching. Focus on yellows, not on technology. Some of the times we think that we require the learning management systems or special software for the online teaching, but believe me, it is not like that. If you have a feature phone and you are connected with your learners through it, it is the use of technology indeed. The little things are count in the hybrid teaching. So whatever tools you may have, you should use it. And the most important thing, use resources which are already available. I used the online platforms which were already available like Diksha, WhatsApp based assessment into my hybrid teaching. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching. And now we are open for the discussion.